might be able to win this out against the all-in pressure from the Ardent.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome you into the land of dawn for game number 1. EVOS going against Aura Fire. The White Tigers knocking on the door of the Indonesian Hydras, looking to take away their win streak, looking to take away the performance that Iran has really built for himself in this next match.
Let's get it indeed, boys and girls. EvosLegends and, well, Aura Fire, they started with an opposite buff. Rotation-wise, it's quite... will they meet bot side again?
Oh, it's very interesting. Looking at the emblems, right? A lot of agility on the board. They're looking to utilize the fact that they can mobilize around the map really quickly. Hopefully, they get to do that.
What's most interesting is, look at Jin. He went for killing spree on this Marta, so he really wants to go in. They're really banking on that early game now. And I guess that's the confidence they have in their trio mid with the Edith picked up as well. This is what they want to do. Now it's all up to Aura Fire, whether they want to do the same thing and collide. That's what they go for.
Chilled Unity forced Van Strong to use the flicker, but it seems like a re-engage from side of EvosLegends. Van Strong, low HP, Van pops at the push taunts, but no threat from both teams. Oh, never mind, stunned. Right here, still holding on to that flicker. Good dodge.
Van earlier on, he actually used the Retribution as well here.
Yeah, using the retreat now is still not too much of a... There's not too much of a threat of using that retreat right now, because it's only 10 seconds off of the turtle. So we'll see what he can utilize now. He's gotten back to full almost. No, he's still at full HP here. So it's going to be a 50-50 coming into this. He has his retreat back in. Aran has actually rotated in, and Sin and Kryder are both level 4.
See, okay, good. That's penalty zone here. Aran gets taken out. It seems like another member, Van, will be taken down as well. EvosLegends, very healthy early. And take a look at the domino effect, taking the Lord and invading the purple buff.
EvosLegends, very aggressive already here. You can see that because of that, it's, like you mentioned, a domino effect. Being able to get a lot on the board as the town's prediction is a split. 3v3. Miracle the only one for EvosLegends.
Yeah, the trio mid has been detrimental for Aura Fire and even the Beatrix. So with the trio mid matchup that EvosLegends has, it's a better trio mid matchup for the early game that can continue to snowball, and they also took away the Beatrix. So they've taken everything that made Aura Fire a threat in the last 2 matches.
But what about the EXP lane? How is that going?
This matchup is good for Aran because he's more mobile, but Fluffy definitely has more lane pressure when it comes to the trade. So the Paquito can try to clear, but he's going to get chunked. He's going to get punished.
All right. Let's take a look at any disparities in gold here. It looks like Claude and Beatrix on quite an equal economy, but Van Strong goes in.
Oh, good flicker, and Zin forces the flicker. Even so, he will be taken out. Take a look at the backside high. Quite isolated. Sitsujin will pick up the kill. EvosLegends pulling the trigger here.
Which is really bad for Aura Fire, because Baxia being behind is pretty difficult, pretty challenging to execute, right? And that's why this composition that both of them brought 50-50 for both of them, right? If Aura Fire wins that early game, it's difficult for EVOS. For EVOS, the same thing. And right now with EVOS picking up the tempo, controlling the map, because so far Aran really hasn't had a say at all in all these things going around. Because of Fluffy, it's challenging, but...
Slight mistake there from Van Strong. Good pull as well from high. It seems like EvosLegends will pay the price before Turtle. This might be Aura Fire's chance to equalize.
Definitely could be their chance to equalize here. Sin, we mentioned that the Purify would be a good option to take, but this game he went for the Flicker, and so far it has worked to EvosLegends' favor. But because of that little mistake, because of the little punish that High was able to do on Van Strong, it's just a turtle. And this is something that EvosLegends does really well. With Sitsujin in particular, when he knows he doesn't have as much pressure, he doesn't even try to force it, right? So he's a very calculative jungler, and he even used Retri on his orange buff. You can see that. Oh,
go to Flicker, penalty zone, and take a look at the collapse.
Wow.
That's a good read. Zen should clear with somebody that can accompany him. It seems like now Hai and Friends and Van will try to deny the push. Succeeds, but the mid tier 1, very low.
That's Fluffy for you. That's all he does when he's on the Terizla. He looks for opportunities, he clears his lane, and in these team fights, in these little skirmishes, in these pickoffs, that's all he does. Flickers in, penalty zone, and if you don't bring the Purify, then that's basically, you're a sitting duck.
I'm looking at Aran right now, and he should have a little bit of a gold lead. He's building towards... Oh, wait, Vanstrom?
Carmel Wrath has been popped high, quite low as well. Take a look at damage. It's time. Will they commit? Oh, good mount, good pull as well. Flickers away. Van in the front side trying to soak in damage. Tutsujin doesn't find a decimate, but finds the kill instead. So trade. Van Strong engages again. High gets taken out. Van Strong. Oh, it's a bloodbath. 2-4-2 now. But nothing much more. It's an equal trade, no?
2-for-2 trade, but Kabuki was the one to fall. And because there's no neutral objectives on the board, I'd say that it's worth it for EvosLegends.
Yeah. Definitely, I think so too. It'll definitely halt Kabuki from getting that power spike. Meanwhile, again, for Beatrix, this is just normal for the Beatrix-Claude matchup. Beatrix will get to that power spike a bit earlier if it's always just equal trades. The fact that Claude has died, you can see Brand's taking the lane slow. He's trying to just deny as much XP and gold as possible from Kabuki, who now doesn't have a Purify. That was just really good from Sutsujin, man. I thought it was a bit of a miscalculation, but he ends up getting the better trade.
Indeed, and now here Kabuki with the golden staff already collected, right? Second turtle will join here, it seems like. Good stun, shield unity, feather airstrike at the backside, good penalty zone on towards 2. High gets taken out, but it will be traded. Take a look at the turtle, will fall to the hands of Sutsujin. Puissance was popped as well in the backside. Aran finds the mid turret. Wow, that's a huge, huge trade. Good compensation.
Good compensation, and Aura Fire, they're translating it over the bottom side as well. So all 3 outer turrets for EvosLegends have fallen. But it's EvosLegends picking up most of the kills. Little deja vu to what we saw earlier on, as despite everything that's happened in that laning phase, Aran still trying to create that space for Aura Fire on top of EVOS.
So far, he's doing a good job at that. Little by little, he's actually gotten a bit of a lead against Fluffy, right? At first, it was equal, even the gold, but now you can see that even in levels, he's ahead by a bit. So now 1 level, that's definitely going to help out Aran in the future, especially if he wants to continue playing alone in these side waves. Having an XP advantage over your lane matchup is going to help you have more presence. Therefore, EvosLegends will have to send more than just Terizla over to the Paquito. And here we have a game fact by Grab. Sutsujin with the Martis helped bring EVOS Icon their championship win in WCG 2023 in Busan. Annyeonghaseyo.
Where he was able to get a Savage in the game as well. So definitely a power pick here for Sutsujin. It's reflecting into what we see at the moment, but so far Aura Fire, they've been really good at staying composed and looking for the trades as well, being able to clear, get the vision, hold on to the map pressure as well. As again here, Aran looking for yet perhaps another pick onto EVOS.
Not sure if he can get a pick though. I think he's just again trying to create space. But EvosLegends, they open up the map really well with Van Strong. That's something that EvosLegends have going for them. And they're going to ignore Aran. They're going to go straight for the Lord. They're going to go for a 5v5.
Oh, penalty zone on towards 2. Fluffy now, soaking damage. Good final slash. Combined with feather airstrike, no damage, but Kabuki in the backside. Wind of Nature placing duets just to poke as well. Aran now with the sprint. He popped the sprint now to relocate, but it seems like nothing comes to fruition. So it's Sutsujin jumps in, a final slash again. Aran looking for the flank. Renner's apathy, standby. It seems like High will be able to zone them out. Aura Fire with a comfortable low take.
Yeah, Van still is able to get that retribution out and secure that objective. But man, Aura Fire, they're caught super low, forced to retreat, and EVOS using that as an opportunity to take away the purple buff away.
Amazing 50-50 there by Aura Fire. They trust Van so much and it paid off. Now, yeah, wow, 500 gold lead from Kabuki, the guy who was slain earlier, compared to Brands, who's 0-0-3, and he has hit that item power spike with a golden staff pretty quick in this game already, and he already has a win in nature too. That's something that I didn't expect. Usually you get the DHS golden staff, but in the 10 minutes, the fact that you already have a win in nature, that's what really gave Aura Fire so much more room to play with against EvosLegends, with Brand still prioritizing damage. He has the Malefic Roar, but he doesn't have anything to defend himself from the onslaught of damage coming in from Aura Fire, so he's still heavily relying on the front line from EvosLegends. And Aura Fire now are just utilizing that Lord to create more pressure, more space for themselves, and it will benefit Aran as well. Look at that damage.
Oh, that's evident indeed. Kabuki will focus down to taking the turret though. He succeeded. Only tier 2 in the mid. Oh, take a look at Aran, very low, gets taken out. Feather Airstrike wasn't able to help him. But EvosLegends finds a good kill there, despite losing 2,000 gold.
Yeah, it's definitely a trade, and the problem is, if Aura Fire go in for the siege like that, they don't necessarily have someone to initiate that fight and dive into the backline. So I'm not too worried for Brands, the fact that he's going full damage, because if in that position, who's going to be able to touch Brands anyway in the backline?
Yep. Fluffy caught. I don't think this is the right target here, Fluffy, but then again, Aura Fire looking for creative plays as well. Still, comfortable lead though. 2,000 gold.
I would say this is a very small 2,000 gold lead though, because as we saw from the itemization earlier, the guy who's holding most of the gold here, oh, wait a minute, high, goes in.
Oh, engage it. Oh, take a look at the feather check at the backside, and Van, oh, good penalty zone as well. Ron gets taken out. Brand, with an reverse passion, was able to take him down. Let's see, will Aura Fire engage again? The answer is no.
The small gold lead, to finish my point earlier, they only have a 2,000 gold lead. It looks big, but most of the gold is on the hand of Aran. It's actually on Aran. So the fact that he's 0-3-0, he hasn't been able to utilize this gold lead much. He's been able to mount up a gold lead because he's always alone, but that's it. If he's not able to translate it to more objectives now, if he's not able to translate it to winning team fights, then that gold lead is literally going to be useless. And that's what EvosLegends are doing right now. Most of the gold lead now is going to be held down by most of the EvosLegends member, and it's only Aran who has that lead. Not really going to be good for Aura, but we'll see how the next neutral objective battle goes for Aura Fire. This is usually where they thrive with Aran split pushing power, but it seems like, again, he's playing not into the far lane, but into these team fights.
Quite uncharacteristic. Oh, conceal play on towards Aran again. My goodness. Aran now low. It's a 5v4 practically. Let's see, EvosLegends, penalty zone on towards Van. The damage is there, the crowd control chain. Oh, Reveal Smash in the backside. Cause problems, Van gets taken out high. Dies as well. EvosLegends reclaiming their control.
Definitely. It's bad enough that Van is a level behind Sutsujin. It's bad enough that they were in a 4v5 situation, and then things get worse because of that really good stun engage coming in from EvosLegends before they decided to commit onto the Lord. And here it is, that gold lead just completely shifting for EvosLegends.
Now it gets really scary for Aura Fire. They've hit their power spikes. It's not like they do not have their power spikes. I think it's this fight. There's a lot of doubts here from Aura Fire. This all started because they took a fight that was just not within them. You gotta remember here, EvosLegends are a team who likes to team fight 5v5. So they usually even win 5v5s. Even up against Onic, they were able to win a couple 5v5s. The fact that Aura Fire tried to win that team fight 4v5 with the guy with the lead in the bottom lane who was already low, that was just forced out by EvosLegends. That Lord Dance was beautiful and it baited Aura Fire out. A bit too perfect for EvosLegends.
But man, even despite that, Aran still not standing idly by. He's trying to get those lanes pushed up as fast as he can.
Lord, 5,000 HP will be taken care of, but EvosLegends will grab the base turret bottom side. A very good trade indeed with the first Lord. And take a look at the shift. 3 minutes ago, it was Aura Fire with a 2,000 gold lead. Now, EvosLegends, 3,000 gold.
And now it's a big 3,000 gold lead. Remember, that 1,000 gold lead, the reason it was small was because of the guy who was holding the gold lead. EvosLegends, I think most of the gold is held down by brands now. And I'm going to look back real quick at his items. Yeah, he has the Hunter Strike. He's building to a Haas Claws. He's about to be unkillable soon.
There's no engage tool from Aura Fire. What are they supposed to do, right? Because from EvosLegends, at least they have Charizla to dive into the back line. We see that Sin going... That Sin gets taken down quite a lot in that sense. And yeah, I don't know what Aura Fire should do here.
I think for Aura Fire, what they should do is they should try to just play it a bit more slower paced, these team fights. Because usually, at least from the victories against Onic and even Bigatron Alpha, Aran was able to create space for them, and they were just playing back and forth. They never really committed to an all-in, and that's what Aura Fire have been doing this game. Again, look at that, 2,000 gold lead for the XP laner. You see what I'm getting at all the way earlier, and this is what has created such a problem for Aura Fire in this game particularly, because they're not letting Aran utilize this gold lead into the side lanes and continue to push. They are trying to fight, but also have Aran in the bottom lane. It's kind of like the opposite. Usually, when Aran goes in the side lane, it is accompanied by Kabuki and the rest going back and forth. But now it's Aran in the side lane and Aura going for all-ins.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the situation right now, I feel like Aura Fire should play more responsive than proactive, right? I mean, they have a good... you're right, Eternite. They don't have a good engage tool, so what they can do here is just play reactively. And with EvosLegends, they minimize the chances of Aura Fire, it seems like.
I have a feeling that because EvosLegends are banking so much on teamfight, that their plan now is to look for a split push. Similarly to what they did to Onic with Aran. And there you go. See, do you see his positioning in the bottom lane?
Yeah. What's that info though? Well, Aran now.
Does it feel like Evos are overcommitting though? Like it really feels like they're calculating. Wait.
Okay. Placing duet and as well as Wind of Nature pops early. Kabuki will survive, but Cry gets taken down. Good penalty zone. Kabuki very low. The Lord, let's see who will take it. Brands quite free hitting now. On towards Aran, who is quite low, gets taken out as well. Sutsujin, very low, gets taken out, and the Lord will fall to the hands of Van.
Brands.
That's a 3-4-2. Oh, another kill. Only Van survives. EvosLegends, they lost the Lord, but they win the fight.
Yeah, 4-4-2 trade. And again, right, EvosLegends, because of the fact that Aran was slowly pushing that bottom lane, they sent Fluffy over, and then they got distracted. But in return, Evos, with winning the team fight, can they end?
They can.
They can, 5 seconds.
Yeah, oh yeah, 5 seconds. The Van has the Immortal as well. Puissance hasn't been popped. Will be taken out, no problem. But that's a base turret. Taken down as well. EvosLegends. Goodness, good team fight again.
These team fights have been the bane of Aura Fire's existence, man. They're starting to bank on it, and Aran, it just feels like he isn't able to have the same impact that he did against Onic and Bigatron Alpha. He's not able to find the right targets, and now he goes in once again. He's just trying to look for a desperate little, engage to help Aura Fire and to set them up for success. But the space that Aran has been buying hasn't been space. It's due to EvosLegends never truly committing to sending people to Aran. They know Aran's just a distraction. They send Fluffy down there when the turret is at threat, that's all.
But I think it's value.
For?
Because value for Aura Fire to do that. Because in the grand scheme of things, in these team fights, Fluffy has a bigger value because of his crowd control compared to Aran. So the fact that they're able to distract Fluffy is value, in my opinion, for Aura Fire.
I would agree. But the thing is, it's always in EvosLegends' hand. Like we mentioned, there's no engage tool. If Aura Fire had a proper engage tool, then yes, with Fluffy out there, they can go for an instant 4v4, but they don't. So it's all in EvosLegends' court. They can decide when to go in and when to disengage.
Good final Shalash to reveal. High disengage. Take a look at Kabuki. He does not want business here, it seems like. Oh, good stun! Oh, High loses Immortal, loses his life as well. Kabuki, blazing duet. Oh my goodness. That's a 1-for-0 again. EvosLegends with the 5-man conceal earlier. It was messy, but they made it work.
But housekeeping, again, is an issue for EvosLegends. We saw it happen to them against them yesterday, and they lose a turret in the top lane because of it. Aura Fire, they are known as a team who can capitalize over that, so they need to still keep an eye out for that.
Definitely. They need to be very careful about these side lanes. Right now, like I mentioned, Brands with the Haas Claws, it's going to be very hard to take him out here. They're going to have to go for one full burst onto him if they want to actually even threaten him. Because with one Bennett basic attack, it can get all the way to full HP. Well, so far, I think the housekeeping won't be a problem anymore now because they have cracked that top lane base turret. And with 3 base turrets, this is where Aran is going to struggle. He's trying his best to try to cut the waves now. But he has to be careful. Some members are recalling. This can actually be him caught out. This might be a mistake.
Let's see.
It is a mistake.
Yeah, let's see. Levan is on the Lord though. It's formation 2v1. Oh, they're pulling the fight. Fluffy, very low, survives with the Immortal as well. Sutsujin, airborne there by the final slash. Trying desperately to find the play. Conceal with Brands, Van Strong finding one, good stun, Van soaking damage, still surviving, High trying to soak in the damage, Van Strong loses his Immortal. Take a look at Aran, looking for the flank as well, doesn't commit just yet, and that's a reset.
Beautiful by both teams, really beautiful. Aran, I thought it was a mistake, but it was all planned. He was able to bait out and it almost looked like literally the same thing that happened against Bigatron Alpha. Bigatron Alpha, same Paquito pick as well. He was able to just run across the map. This time he just went back and forth in the top lane, buying so much space for Aura, and they were almost able to fully collapse. But again, here lies the problem. They have no real engage potential that can really just stop and pin EvosLegends down.
That's why it's important that Aran keeps doing this. And there's a reason why he brought Sprint as a spell on a Paquito. Usually we see Flicker or something like that, but he goes for Sprint. Why? Because he wants to play more regarding the map. He wants to play the macro game instead of these team fights. Super value being able to distract 3 members because, like we mentioned earlier, there's no engage tool. The only thing that they have is the final slash coming in from High, but that's not a lockdown. That's just a temporary displacement.
Yeah, High though caught here. He's a tank. Doesn't care. Take a look at Aran already clearing 2 waves at the mid and the top. So that's a relief. Forward side of Aura Fire. Will they pull the trigger to fight here is the question.
And due to that, Fluffy has to respond as well. On a Terizla cutting the waves. He's very immobile. So again, if he does this, if he continues to do this, Aran will be able to get into these team fights faster. And look at that. Discipline by Aran. He knows there's no real reason to go in. I'll just go back and cut the waves, and Fluffy has to do the same. And this is going to be very frustrating for Fluffy because he's not a hero that's meant to be doing this. He's a hero that's meant to be team fighting. So the longer the frustration builds, it might actually force Evos to make a desperate move, a mistake that Aura Fire are desperately looking for as well.
And Sin is just that much more free in this regard, but they gotta pay attention to that mid lane. Aran can only clear so many waves. With information that Sin is in that mid, they might just go for a 3-man gank onto Aran now.
This is good for Evos because Sutsujin is holding on to the Lord right now. Fan, beautiful! He took aggro, and this might be the all-in for Aura Fire. Up top, Aran, what's happening?
Oh, he gets taken out. It's like a sacrificial lamb, but they want the Lord. Sutsujin will lose his Immortal. Fluffy jumps in with the penalty zone. Flicker, but Sutsujin finds the Lord! He will be taken down, though, alongside Fluffy, who will lose his Immortal. Aura Fire, what happened?
That was huge gamble coming in from Aura Fire. It nearly worked out for them if and only if they were able to secure the Lord. Fluffy knew exactly what he had to do. He went in for the penalty zone, that knock-up onto Van. And Sutsujin, before he died, he was still able to get that Lord. And now, look at this, EvosLegends. They're knocking on Aura Fire's gate.
Oh, let's see. Krat is on the final slash alt. Will he engage is the question. Feather air track in the backside to clear the waves. Van very low, but still surviving. Lord, 9,000 HP. Need to be taken care of here. And High will not lose his Immortal this time. Van trying to hold the waves. Van Strong finds his stun. Will lose his Immortal. Quiet here. Poked. Gets taken down. That's huge. And now with that kill, EvosLegends will not be able to keep the pressure.
Wow. 24 minutes in.
The minions? The minions!
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
Shot.
Almost.
That was definitely a shocker. Holy moly. I didn't even expected the minions to do that much damage. But again, yeah, it was enhanced minions. It was empowered minions. And Aura Fire almost just lost to the minions. Jeez.
That was a little bit too close
That
for
was
comfort.
way too close.
Okay, my heart skipped a beat just a little
Same.
bit. It's like after all that defense, you lose 2 minions. Not like this, please. Because we're already in a 25-minute game. Things are even more intense than ever. You can feel the tension building for both of these teams, especially the EXP lane. Again, we knew coming into this match that the EXP lane would be so highlighted. And even now, we see the impact. What has Iran been able to do? How Fluffy has to suffer and just kind of swallow an ego pill with the way that he likes to usually play by having to mirror the movements coming in from Iran. It's beautiful. I love the dance from both of these teams. They're adapting on their feet really well.
Yeah, it's been done better by Aura Fire, I would say, the execution of this macro game and the split push threats. But that was when the far lane was in the top lane. Now the far lane's down in the bottom lane. Aura Fire, that was their chance to get back at the game by securing the Lord, by the space that Aran was able to buy for them, to create for them. Now that the far lane is in the bottom lane, Aran can no longer threaten an end. And EvosLegends will not have to care that much, will not have to maybe cut all the way in the front. They can actually just clear it out with the turret, giving them some more room to go for a 5v5 team fight in the Evolved Lord. So again, it's just going to be slow pushes all the way in that bottom lane. We'll see what Aran decides to do, if he decides to go for the team fight or if he does the same thing. So far, it does seem like he is going to be sent down below again.
Here, with this situation, what can Aura Fire do, or Van do in this case, is just to, delay the Lord, trying to play the aggro as the bot side will be managed. But it seems like, a conceal, because Xin shown in the map, they're trying to force a fight here. Pride takes the final slash. No real proper engage though. As Xin is still busy. Good engage on towards Van. Will they go all in here as Aran jumps in as well? Sutsujin, half HP penalty zone on towards Kabuki, who will escape with the BMI. Xin is in the party. Feather airstrike high, quite low. Look at the front side, Aran trying to flank with that sprint.
Look at where Aran's going.
Strong, losing Immortal. Fluffy, in the backside, Kabuki! In the backside deals the damage with the Blazing Duet with Aran as well! Aran finds Baranz, as Baranz will be taken down. And EvosLegends dismantled minute 27.
Yeah, this is the problem, right? EvosLegends, they utilized all their resources a little bit too early, and that was the information, the opening that Aura Fire was looking for to go all in. With Brands taken out, Van Strong as well, this is actually a really huge green light for Aura Fire to go in for the Lord. But the problem is, again, like you mentioned before, Mirko, that wave in that bottom lane, the fact that there is still a turret for EvosLegends, that inhibitor turret, that means that they have to go for and do housekeeping on that first.
It's so beautifully done by Aura Fire, and I gotta highlight Aran, man. His KDA definitely doesn't do him justice, because his angles, the angles that he's attacking from, really enables Kabuki to be able to dish out as much AoE damage as possible. I mean, earlier as well, you saw that the back line from EvosLegends was basically non-existent because of Aran. He was always just going into the back line, forcing the back line to technically be a front line for EvosLegends. And if he continues to do this while also simultaneously clearing the bottom lane while Brands is still down, this is going to create even better than a 4v5. It's going to be a 3v4 for Aura Fire. Oh, 1v1!
Feather airstrike towards Kreitz, who has Immortal. Xin, no wings by rings, and seems like will be juicy target. Oh, the penalty zone will make him lose the Immortal. Xin, still no wings by wings, taken out! Sutsujin finds a decimation now high, isolated, but Van will find the Lord as another member will be taken out. Is it worth it?
That's 70 seconds on the death timer here.
I don't think it's worth it. I really don't. I think in just normal conventional Lord fights, where it's team fight over Lord, it's team fight who wins usually. And now it's two members. That is one of the zoning members. Kabuki will have to pull off a miracle with Aran if they want to win this battle, because this is a battle that is favored to EvosLegends. The Lord is only going to be spawning in one of these lanes, and look, it's already going to be taken care of.
Let's see here, the defense but offense from side of EvosLegends. What? Lord, 30,000 HP. And taken care of. Oh, that's a huge kill on towards Van Strong. To clear the backside though, Ron will lose his immortal and as well as his life, trying to delay. But it will come as well. Kabuki trying to blazing duet the minions. Just to buy enough time, 10 seconds for the Farsa to jump back into the Land of Dawn. And it seems like it worked.
It's no issue, it's no issue. Kabuki can still go in like this because he does still have the Purify. Remember that. So he's going to be able to clear a lot quicker. Sin already back into the fray. And we're back to a stalemate, ladies and gentlemen. 30 minutes. It's a 30-minute game already here between Aura, Fire, and EvosLegends.
Oh, EvosLegends tried to do everything that they lost in that siege. They try to clear out all 3 waves while simultaneously trying to end the game. I think if they risked a bit more there, they risked the Lord pushing up to the top lane and just cleared out the 2 lanes in the mid and the bottom, they might have been able to just go full all in into that base and maybe able to go for the end there. But the thing is, they went for all 3 lanes. They tried to clear out the Lord, which is evolved, by the way, does so much damage to you and has damage reduction all across to the other members. So it gave Aura Fire kind of a chance to win that team fight, to defend that. And that's ultimately what happened. For the itemization, everybody's at full items at this point. And my god, around 4,000 gold ahead of Fluffy.
That was an interesting item that he just picked up. What was that for?
Who are we talking about here, Eterna?
It was after that.
We're talking about Aran?
Yeah. They picked up Queen's Wings.
Oh, Spell Vamp.
Some
Damage
more,
reduction as well.
Some more survivability. I think, unfortunately for Aran, actually, they actually were able to take the base turret in the bottom lane, so he can do exactly what he was doing previously. Let's see. EvosLegends need to go for a pickoff at this point. They can't handle 2 waves, 2 side lane waves. Oh, they did spot Aran.
Oh, 4v3, isolated. Seems like no clear engage again. Lord is up here. Both teams playing it very, very carefully here.
Yeah. Aura Fire will not pull the trigger if they don't know where Fluffy is. That's the main threat for Aura Fire right now. And the problem is, earlier on, it looked like Fluffy went all in on Kabuki, and he's learned and kind of changed the target. He's now going in for Sin instead, because that was the problem. That was how Aura Fire were able to win that previous team fight. EvosLegends banked on the fact that Fluffy could take down Kabuki, but Kabuki still had that Purify, but here we go.
High, quite low. Van pops the Poissons. Taking a Terrify high. Loses Immortal, quite free hitting. Oh, Fluffy! With the penalty zone, managed to catch the Farsa. And that is not a good sign. He will go down for 70. Van now isolated as well. Kabuki forced to pop the Blazing Duet. And things are not looking good for Aura Fire as they lost the Lord and the fight. Aran, Kabuki running for the hills. Aran now.
Wow.
Trying to buy time, but I'm sure EvosLegends, they know how to deal with this. Let's see the defense with just 3 men defending.
This is a disaster. This is a huge disaster. Kabuki, High, they're the only one left standing. You can see that Aran is trying to buy as much time as he can in the top lane, but it's inevitable, ladies and gentlemen.
It's just 2 men defending, 1 man, and EvosLegends, the White Tigers. They will have a say in this first game.
The White Tigers strike first in that 30-minute game after the dances that took forever.
Whew.
That was it. That was the adaptation that EVOS did to win it. They changed that targeting, which is what I mentioned right before that team fight happened. Being able to take the Farsa down, that was the